Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to UIC Noise Days. This is an event of 2.5 days in which we will ask the question, is the railway a good neighbor, and how can the railway become an even better neighbor? My name is Jacob Ertley. I am from SBB Infrastructure, and I am chair of UIC's noise sector. In this capacity, I will be moderating the first day. But it will not be me who will give you the official welcome, but I would like to ask, please, François, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So that's good morning, dear colleagues and friends. It's really an honor to address to you today. Allow me first to warmly welcome and thank the speakers for joining us today from our important partners and members. For it is the first of two very interesting days focusing on railway noise. Today, I'm very pleased that we will hear from the European Commission, DG Environment and DG Move, and representative of the European Environment Agency, CER, SBB, SNCF Réseau, and M+P. It has been 2 years since I attended the first UIC Noise workshop organized by the Sustainability Unit here in Paris. And now we find the opportunity to appeal to more audiences in this webinar series, which is held despite the conditions we live today. We have received more than 300 registrations, and I see there is almost 250 people here. So that's quite a great success. As a world association, UIC has been publishing since 1921 International Railway Solution, formerly called BFLETS. We have 118 working groups working on a daily basis on developing a technical solution for other railway stakeholders. And the topics covered by UIC sector and working groups are solution-oriented that support members' main work stream. This today event is a collaborative effort between two of these groups, the noise and vibration sector from within the sustainability platform and the train track interaction sector from within the rail system department. That's quite important that we are today trying to tune a little bit more both the sustainability department and the technical department, since indeed that's the strength of UIC to achieve this kind of thing. Through the joint working, the two sectors have co-created a very rich and diverse content, and I invite you to make the most of your time to focus on this important issue. The UIC Noise Days are our first UIC-led event celebrating the European Year of Rail. That's a very important year for the UIC and for the rail, and we have to really demonstrate that we need to coordinate in bringing innovation and to focus on challenges and solutions for noise abatement. 2021 will be quite an important year because it will both be the European Year of Rail, as I said, and UIC centenary. So we have to demonstrate together that railways are unquestionably part of the solution to many of the societal problems we face today, such as climate change, air quality, congestion, and accessibility. To deliver the EU targets and achieve net zero mobility by 2050, UIC will continue to connect the global railway community with its members. Rail should be the backbone of transforming mobility systems. The new sustainable and smart mobility strategy in Europe will only accelerate the railway's commitment to helping the society doing business in a responsible way and to continually improving its performance in providing safe working and environmentally friendly mobility. Sustainability is central to the mission of the UIC and vision for the railway, as Lucie explained. In this context, UIC will continue to play a very important role of advocacy in international platforms and will highlight the potential of railways as a clean, environmentally friendly and sustainable cornerstone of green transport system. European railways are well positioned to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The sector remains committed to doing business in a responsible way, providing environmentally friendly passenger and freight transport, as well as offering a safe working environment. In this way, railways will work harder to maintain itself as a good neighbor and a responsible member of society in Europe, and UIC will strive to bring this commitment of European railway to a global level. To conclude, we are happy to raise the level of ambition and commitment of railways by organizing this webinar series in UIC. I urge you to most of this opportunity to build interactive new relationship and develop solutions that will catalyze progress on noise issues on railways. And remember, there is only one destination, a fully sustainable rail system contributing to a sustainable development for our planet. Thank you for your kind attention and have a very fruitful day and webinar series. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, François. But I would like to ask Lucie Anderton to say a few words of introduction. Please, Lucie.
Yes, good morning, everybody, and welcome to today, the first of our two UIC Railway Noise Days. I'm going to just briefly introduce the topic and what we're going to be covering today. So if we can move on move on to my slides, please, Christine. Thank you. Okay, so for those of you that perhaps are less familiar with the International Union of Railways, the UIC, we're a worldwide railway organisation, and we're really here to promote the development of rail and really help the railway community to respond to the challenges of the future of railway, and in particular when it comes to sustainable development as well. It's really part of our strategic objective, the UIC. So I'm really lucky to lead the Sustainable Development team and Sustainability Platform as part of the UIC to really push forward that central objective. If you want to, next please. So we're a global organisation. We're lucky to have more than 200 members across 95 countries across the world, and many of you are here represented today. And we really represent the global railway voice because we're talking about billions of passenger kilometres travelled every day, as well as freight miles and huge amounts of infrastructure. And so we're here really to sort of bring that railway community together. And so in a sort of spirit of cooperation, we produce with our members and for our members leaflets, which we now call IRS, International Railway Solutions, and they help bring about sort of harmonised and standardised ways of working across the rail infrastructures. And we convene the communities of interest here in the rail community at congresses, conferences and workshops like today around sort of technical issues and issues of interest that are best solved together as a railway community. So if you want, next please, Christine. So really pleased with the incredible interest we've had today. We're really happy to welcome a very global audience, and you'll see that there's a huge number of participants, lots of interest in this. So it's really interesting to see there's so much interest in this topic and a real eagerness to improve and to learn more about how we can better manage noise on the railways. But you can see from all across the world, so this is not just a European issue, this is a truly global issue that you're all challenged with. So welcome to you all. And next. So just briefly to present the UIC Sustainability Platform, which I support. We're really there to try and set the vision of, thank you, set the vision of the sustainable mobility and rail's position in that, and also really to provide the tools for that railway community. We also find it very important that we can convene the sustainability community across the railway on these key topics. And the slides are misbehaving clearly, aren't they, Christine? But we've got 5 sectors that we convene on as part of the sustainability platform. The first one is air quality. We have an energy and carbon dioxide emission group as well. Circular economy is a brand new one we're going to be launching this year. Of course, our noise and vibration sector. And then the last one is sustainable land use. So they're all the kind of 5 major topics that of environmental sustainability that we focus on as a platform. And we're really here to try and our mission to sort of empower you guys as a railway community to sort of meet those challenges of sustainability and to work together to find good solutions together. And actually it sort of brings us to our vision is really that of a railway that supports a green recovery of this pandemic, and railway acting as that backbone of a sustainable mobility system. And that system brings about a connectivity that really contributes to healthy and sustainable lifestyles and economies on every single continent. And that system needs to be zero emissions. It needs to be part of a community and really serve that community. It needs to be accessible for all, and it can also provide a biodiverse space and land that we own and manage. And especially important, as we're talking about today, is we can also be a good neighbour as well. And I think perhaps this question that we've asked today is an important one. Is the railway a good neighbour? And perhaps not a question that we, as a railway community, have asked ourselves enough of. So you can see in this image here, and we'll all recognise this, just how close we operate to people's homes, people's schools, people's workplaces, people's lives. And so, and then with that brings a sort of innate responsibility of how good we are as a neighbour. Because we'll hear today a little bit more about just how important and the impact of noise can be on humans, human health and human lives, that perhaps hasn't been as well understood, and it's starting to become a lot better understood these days. So there's a real growing knowledge of the impact, and with that brings a growing responsibility on the railway to continue to improve how we manage this. I think there's been a real shift in opinion and attitude towards from the railway as whether they're a good neighbour or not. It might have been in the past considered that, well, you choose to live by the railway, you have to put up with it, and it's just complaints or nuisance, and we perhaps didn't take seriously enough the impact we were having on people's lives. So if we're going to build more capacity into our railway, if we're going to shift more traffic and take all this traffic off the road, what are we going to do to make sure that we don't negatively affect the health and lives of our neighbours, and particularly those who are perhaps more vulnerable? So that's sort of the real sort of vision behind what we're doing today, and we'll hear more about the current state that we're in. We'll hear about an exciting new publication that we'll be launching today, and we'll hear more tomorrow about some of the solutions we can do to help improve. So I think with that, I'll hand back to our chair, Mr. Jakob.
Okay, thank you very much, Lucy.